One day Percy was incapacitated as he had severe boiler ache. It caused him to not get efficiency in his drains, and his clog pipes got clogged. As the pipes were clogged, he couldn't be working. So Thomas had, so Edward came to take him to the works. This was a severe problem as Percy took the passenger train. There was going to be a big delay. Sir Topham Hatt was able to grasp an engine. It was a similar design to Percy's, but instead it was a blue tank engine like Thomas. It had a gold and red side plate with laced with blue and had a cabin. It looked like Ben. It was one of Ben's class, and the engine did marvelously on the passenger runs. All the passengers admired him. They always looked at how nice he was, and all the other engines were impressed. Percy's berth was free. The blue engine puffed in slowly. Why, hello there. My name's Wilbert. Well, Wilbert, you've done marvelously, said Toby. Why, thank you. Say, where are you from? I'm from the LFR. The LFR? The Langston Forest Railway, aka the Forest Light Railway. It works there, connecting to the forest, as there is a lumber yard taking lumber to people's houses. It's very quiet, and Henry would love it. I wish we could hear a story. Oh yes, Percy told the best. Would you like to hear a story from me? Sure. It'll tell a little about the history of one of my classmates. I once worked on another railway called the Willenstein Alpine Olive Depot. It wasn't actually a railway, it was more of a depot. The depot carried an end goal of the supplies as it took the terminus as it was a depot. It served as both the railway's terminus area and the other parts, as it was the entire network like a railway. It was where the world mostly got coal. The coal was delivered on ships at the bay, and I was, and later he bought two new builds as they were on for sale. They had just been built, and I had been given over, and we both had just been built, and we came to this area, the area of the depot. One engine, I was called Wilbert, but the other, his name was 16. He was a reckless engine, I must say. When he arrived, he always saw the first day they arrived, it was raining heavily. It caused it to take a longer time. As he arrived, he saw that the rain was still pouring down, pounding, making many erosions happen. Soil was beginning to get weakened as the soil was getting hardened. It caused many cracks, and leaks of water began to show bigger and bigger. It was becoming a problem for the slope. The slope is the area of land where there's a big mountain. Coal cars are brought up here as the coal is loaded down to a manager's area. There's a town through a tunnel which leads through a cave which leads to the area. There's another smaller track that takes this area as it's in incapacitated parts. This served for both the terminus and the areas. As it did both, this caused problems most of the time. As it continued on for many raging hours and minutes, soon it began to weaken the soil. Rocks began to crack. Cracks quickly appeared and built in the soil work, and soon it began to bend over as the rails began to tilt a bit. The next day they looked at it and quickly put a danger sign, as they knew this would cause a problem. 16 didn't care. He always wanted to pass it. As all the other engines were taking the shift before he came, and he was going to now do it, as he was bought for that order. He always wanted to go, but his driver prevented him. You'll get into seriously danger if you pass that sign, said his driver. But 16, of course, I'm afraid he'd never listened. It might have been better if he had. He worked there as both a goods engine, as both the shunting engine to shunt on the ramp and the yard shunter. He shunted the yard, as there was only one shift in the morning and one shift in the evening for each time there was the train terminus to be taken. As he went up with the coal cars, there were only two always, which were heavy and black. Others would be brought in like pipes and stone and many other drinks and food, but some baggage cars once or twice, but he always had to do one by one. So sometimes his shunting had to be handed down to me. He hated only doing these two jobs, and he wanted to pass it to see what there was, but many engines tried warning him. The engines that worked on the railway were Blessed, May, Preston, William, Olivia, Alexei, Chandler, Mary, Lauren, Hayden, Abdul, Nevaeh, Jack, Burke, Sophia, Judah, Sophie, Asher, Annie, Lucy, Leo, Yash, Asher, Archer, and Ella, and me, and other engines, Lewis, Alan, Oliver. They all warned that precariously ignorant engine. But try as they might, he never listened. And like I said, it might have been better if he had. The terminus that day was very soily, as it had rained again that night. It was causing a slope damage, and now it was almost too dangerous to even shunt cars up. Whistled racing down the tracks. You see, he was going to quickly rush to the yards trying to get those cars to ask to do something. Whoa, boy! Slow down! Ugh, fine. Alright, I'm going to go into to get something to drink and get and use the and I'm gonna go use the bathroom. This was the chance Sheffield had been using. He had been hoping for. He refused to let the drivers get drinks or go to the bathroom. He said they had to work all morning for efficiency. They were surprised he was saying this, but reluctantly agreed. He hissed in the yard, simmering. The two trucks were asleep, and they had always tried to tease him and cause mischief for all the other engines. Oh! What is it? Hey, do you want to help me do a prank for me? You shove me up the hill, which will cause me to crack into the siding. It'll biff you in the siding, getting your buffers damaged and making you have to get repaired. That way you can go to the works and bother Alan, who's in the works right now. And that's your bid, and it'll let me see what's on the other side. We always thought Alan was the dumbest. We've always wanted to tease him. Ooh, if I had him, I'd shove him off the tracks. You got a deal? We'll do it. We'll do it. The truck sniggered, and then the driver and fireman came back. All right, boys, you ready to shunt and then get ready for the terminus this evening? Yes, driver. He shunted for hours, always smiling to everyone with a mischievous look. He snickered to himself, but no one noticed. They all didn't really pay attention to him. Wilbur puffed up. I puffed up next to him. As he was smirking in the sheds, waiting for the next train to be shunted in. As I puffed in shunting the train, I quickly told him, "You are irresponsible in your action. You must stop doing this destructive behavior, or it will be the end of you." "Excuse me, puffball. You little blue puffball. Scrap iron, you don't even have you're an experimental type. You're brown, and look at your front. It's all stripy. And your design, you were deemed sometimes a failure. You only have 3 driving wheels, and you're meant to have 4. 4 with one extra at the front, so 3 with the cylinder cock. You are irresponsible and never pay attention to the tracks. You always are going down the tracks at a dangerous speed, trying to race up the ramp, getting your hopes up, trying to see what lays beyond it. This will be the end of you. You must stop this vile behavior and end this. Of course he never listened to me. One day he was going that day he was going up and snickered as ready. Ready. He looked and then on. They heaved and heaved. 16 was letting them. He puffed up with all his might as it shot him up. You stupid imbecile! It wasn't my fault. It was those stupid trucks. As he slammed into the siding, shaking the ground violently. Oh no! The desk manager heard this. He ran the village as this was an apartment he took there as he was the landlord. He was also the part controller of the railway. He took the passengers. He took the liberty of having half of the passengers go for free, and sometimes all of them going for free. As he didn't care on holidays, he just let them go for free without pay. But when he was in need of money, the villagers always comforted him and helped him. He was a very nice man. But he didn't like engines getting in trouble. What the hell are you doing there? You're not meant to be there. You must drive your engine back. Sorry, wait a minute. I know you. Quickly, you must come with me. We have to quickly get that paper signed. What paper? Remember that paper about the you-know-what? 16 wondered what this was. Oh yes, I can finally retire then. Little did he know that they were planning on getting rid of him, on giving him an overhaul, on selling him onto another railway. But then all of a sudden, fireman, get your drive engine back on the tracks, okay? All right. But then, as they walked away, it happened. 16 began to simmer steam viciously at the fireman. Don't you dare move me! I'm not. And then the steam caused the soil to give erosion. It made the water even slimmer and caused it to suddenly crack. Suddenly the cracks started to appear more. It got bigger and bigger, and then snap! The earth broke in half. The rail started bending down curiously. Look out! Said the fireman. Oh no! Oh no! What do we do? I know what I'm doing. Run! Fireman, quickly! Get to cover! Rocks fell down. Help! Oh! Suddenly he rolled over, smashing his funnel. Steam shooted out of its funnel like a rocket. His whistle shooted out like in Mike's whistle. His cab smashed to pieces. His glass parts broke. His cylinder steamed, hissing out. His piston started bend. His cylinder started bending. His cylinder cock started clogging. He started to yelp in horror. He ran. He had gone upside down, cab over wheels. Wheels on top, up, inside out. He had to tipped over, shooting down the ray. He smashed into pieces. His smokestack and his front remained okay. His boiler hissed steam violently in all directions. The more rocks fell down, smashing into his boilers, severely making it irreparable. Suddenly a big shake happened and all the rocks fell onto his smokestack. Help! It took an entire month to get 16 out, but this wasn't the only unnoted problem. Lewis was going down to the shunting yards. As he saw 16, he was distracted and crashed into some points, and those were the only points leading to that area. So 16 couldn't be rescued for a long time. It took a few hours to get Lewis out. As they took 16, it took them days. It took them weeks to get the rocks out. Weeks to pick him up. And soon they had to get the crane. But then it wasn't ready yet, so they had to start building a track leading up it lower. They had to fix the soil, which took about 2 entire months actually. So it actually took 2 months. 2 entire months to get him out. Not only that, but the controller's wife had been in the office, and one of the big rocks, some little rocks started moving. A big rock smashed into the windows, causing a break. Then a bigger one was rolling down. It suddenly smashed into the house, flattening the mother. Oh, by the way, also when 16 went over, although as soon as he tipped over, but still, as he went suddenly, the cars also started to tip over, and then smashed onto 16. And not only that, okay, so let me repeat what I said about 16. So, as you know, okay, so let me repeat it. 16 suddenly went cab over wheels. Shooting down like a lost, screaming, as you already know, too. Suddenly, also due to the rails and eroded, the car suddenly tipped over. And that's why he said help. And it also caused rocks to be loose. His wife was killed and he quickly resigned. All the other engines were sold to other railways, but not so many were lucky. Blessed Burke, May, Sophia, Sophie Preston, and William and Lewis were scrapped. Alan was sold to the Northwest to this railway, and also 16 got more than he deserved. As he was in trouble, he was dismantled. He was put in the scrap yards. But soon the railway had to bring him back because they just couldn't afford to bring him into the scrapyard, so they had to instead As it was a precious resource, he had to be put in one of the big sheds that in the shunting yards. It said smashed engine in the back as they put a sign, and then they left. And then he left, crying to himself as he missed his wife. He closed the railway. He just couldn't concentrate without his wife. Wilbur reminisced about the owl. 16 was dismantled too much. She couldn't be repaired. The only part left was a smoke box. But one day, geniuses came to the area and found this engine. They didn't know about its history, and he never told them. These people were part of the Wellsworth and part of the Surrey Railway, which was a railway in between areas, as it was a local area of. Basically, it was like, what do you call those things? A railway that saves steam, and that place where you visit steam engines that are still in service. A heritage railway. He was part of a heritage railway, now takes local express trains. His name isn't 16 anymore, but I can't remember what he was called. Also, he also was given modifications, so he's now an A2 from the Island Designs, which was in a design from the Island of Mists. The Island of Mists was built for 3 engines who were too troublesome. They always caused trouble and never tried to behave. On this railway, the controller wanted to scrap them, but he had sympathy for all steamies. He built an island, and all those engines were put there. This engine, 16, is now based off that design. And that's all I have to say. That was a good story. Who told you it? Why, I just said I used to work with him. Oh. But, Wilbur, why do you have our book's name? Oh, you mean Reverend W. Awdry? Oh, I used to work here. But I used to work on this area. The Reverend W. Awdry wrote books about British railways, and I was part of it. I wasn't given the name. I was going to be given it here, but I like it. Wilbur had to leave the next day as Percy returned, but all the engines said goodbye happily. Bye! Bye! So guys, what did I miss?